Hello and a warm welcome to Federal Special Program Capital Beat. Chief Election Commissioner Gyanesh Kumar today held a press conference amidst allegations of voter fraud in the voter list, saying that it's a myth that SIR is being conducted in haste. CEC also said that politics is done by keeping the gun on the shoulders of the ECI and targeting the voters. He even said that 7 crore voters of Bihar are with the ECI and therefore no question marks on the credibility of the Election Commission of India. He even said that CCTV footage cannot be shared because it's a breach of privacy, and this is what was directed by the Supreme Court in 2019. Uh, Gyanesh Kumar categorically rejected the charges of votes being stolen. And this PC obviously came on a day when Rahul Gandhi started his Vote Adhikar Yatra from Sasaram today. Now, has ECI been able to convince the people on vote chori allegations? Was it a convincing press conference, or did it convey something else? We'll try and discuss all of this. Joining me this evening is renowned data scientist, election data scientist, Dr. Pyare Lal Garg. Dr. Garg, thank you so much for joining. We have Ashok Mishra, senior journalist, joining us from Bihar. And I'll begin with Dr. Pyare Lal Garg. I'm sure you must have seen Gyanesh Kumar's press conference. What were your first thoughts? And was he able to convince the people on the vote theft allegations?
देखिए नीलू जी, सबसे बड़ी बात मैं ये कहने को मेरे को कोई झिझक नहीं है
Oh, this is an English program.
कि
Let's speak in English. Yes, sir.
okay, the biggest thing which I can say very humbly, that the election commission, chief election commission of India, Mr. Ganesh Kumar, he was not behaving like an talking like an chief election commission of India. He was talking like a politician. To He was not talking on facts. He was trying to confuse the people by telling that we out of 97 crore, 970 million voters, 65 something, 650 million, they vote. We go for one vote in the remote areas. We go one vote for in a mat. This has not that importance. Team goes there and all. It is nothing but a sentimentalism. He did not try to say. He said the rules are there. We are following the rules. Then he should say that we did not follow the rules. He was a part of the election commission in 2024, before the election of the Lok Sabha, during the revision, electoral roll revision. They did not follow the rules because they themselves, Ganesh Kumar themselves admits that 65 lakh voters, they were illegal voters. They were not there. They were fake. Either they were not residing there, they had permanently shifted, or they had died. And 22 lakh people cannot die within one
But
and a
before
half
I
year.
come to those details, Dr. Garg, I want to come to you on the
Yeah,
specific points which Ganesh Kumar has mentioned in the press conference, and I
yeah,
would want
of
you to
course.
comment only on that. Let's not get into the data that we have analyzed on many
Yeah.
episodes before that. Now, the first thing he says is that politics is being done by keeping the gun on the shoulders of the ECI, and the voters are being targeted. ECI stands like a rock. And then he goes on to say that 7 crore voters of Bihar are with the Election Commission, and therefore no question marks on the credibility. Now, what is your response to this bit on what he has said? Yes.
So, if this response is to be given as per your understanding without the facts which he has done, then there's no then one can say he's I don't agree. If I cannot say that he has changed the form, he has done this, he has done this, he is trying to misinform, then I would say though that he is not giving the correct. He says 7 crore voters with him. It is a statement. The opposition can say, BJP can say, 7 crore are with us. So this is a statement which should not come from the ECI. ECI should not say that the voters are with us. Voters may be with the ECI, may not be with the ECI. ECI is to do its own job. ECI should say that we have done the right thing. If somebody has any objection, there are fora for redressal of the problems, and they should seek redressal. Nothing else. So when the ECI tries to blame the opposition blame the people, saying they are putting a gun on me. It means the ECI remains under the threat of a gun. The ECI knows that he can submit to the
So
threat
you are
of the
saying,
gun.
no. What Ganesh Kumar said, that ECI's shoulders are being used to yeah, put a gun on the shoulders of the ECI. That's what you're saying. So you are saying that it implies that there is a gun on the shoulders of the ECI. Is that what you're
Yes,
implying?
this is what he is trying to say. If the
Hmm.
if the gun was on me as a government officer, it means I
Right.
can succumb to it. If the gun was that strong, then the gun should have shot it, should have worked. So it is only a statement which the ECI is making, and making sentimental statements. So my point is, Needu, here, that a responsible officer of the level of Chief Election Commission of India has a huge responsibility to make guided, graded, and measured statements, not the statements like a politician. Number one.
Okay.
Number
So you're
two,
saying,
not to
okay. Yes.
not
Yes.
to
Go ahead.
not to make the people sentimental. He should talk on facts only.
Right. So basically, he was not talking facts, and he was in a way trying to talk like a politician. This is what you said. I'm going to come to Siddharth Sharma, political analyst, also joins us. Siddharth, what is your feeling about today's press conference where he said that this is a myth that SIR is being conducted in haste? Then he again says that Rahul Gandhi has to give an affidavit or apologize. There is no third option. Then about the CCTV footage, he says that how can we share the CCTV footage of our mothers, sisters, and daughters? Now, this could lead to a breach of privacy, as was directed by the 2019 observation of the Supreme Court. What would you say overall on this press conference conducted by Gyanesh Kumar? Was it a pack of lies, or did it convince the voters enough that, look, this is what he said made sense?
Yeah, well, for one thing, Niluji, if you have a driver and every 9 days he takes out your car, for 9 days he drives nicely, and on the 10th day, every 10th day, he crashes your car, how many days you'll keep the driver with you? Every nine, for 10 days, 9 days he drives nicely, and on the 10th day he crashes his car, 10% crash rate. How many days will you keep that kind of a driver with you? So, well, just like Garg Saab said, the EC cannot say that I am handling 7 crore voters. It has to also answer for nearly 65 lakh voters who have fallen off the grid. Isn't it so? It cannot say 10% crash rate is a huge crash rate. A driver cannot get a job if he has a 10% crash rate. It's as simple as that. Now, what happens is, I was watching the Election Commission's press conference very closely, and I'd made a few notes also. Essentially, what I thought is, when a batsman starts playing defensive to save his wicket, it means that instead of winning the game, the team is very likely losing. Today, the Election Commission, in its press conference, did not assure 1.4 billion Indians of fair elections. Instead, it gave legal responses to accusations from a dozen political parties. Only a dozen political parties are accusing the Election Commission of something. They chose to answer to those one dozen people. They did not choose to answer to 1.4 billion Indians who are not of any political party, that their elections are going to happen very fairly. So the message is very clear. It seems that the government has left the commission to fend for itself. So its members, instead of acting like a constitutional body, are behaving like bureaucrats, hiding their actions behind legal excuses. Like, why not complain earlier? This is the standard response. If you had a problem, why not complain earlier? See, even Prajwal Revanna took the same defense and got jailed. Prajwal Revanna also took that same defense. That why didn't the complaint happen earlier, and he got jailed for that. There's a very simple rule I think every viewer should know. A decent person focuses on their duties, not on their rights. But a cunning person expands his own rights while preaching duties to others. What happened today with the Election Commission was it kept talking about its rights, but it did not say it would fulfill its duty to ensure fair elections. Instead, it explained complex rules to 6.5 million poor rural working voters of Bihar, the people who are already struggling with floods, who cannot follow these rules. Now you are asking them to follow some rules and saying that I have the right and you have to follow rules. This is expanding my own rights while preaching duties to others. The commission did not explain how when India's population and economy both are growing, the number of voters can shrink. How can it shrink? Like did in Delhi. Is it not so? Is it not right that the two state chief ministers during Delhi elections complained to the election commission about fake voter deletions? Yet, why did New Delhi's voter number drop off? Why did New Delhi has less number of electors this time than last time? The commission also said it had only very interesting thing he said today, and this is the crowning glory. The commission said today that it has only 800 staff to manage 1 billion people's votes. Now think about it. Can one staff member handle 1.25 million? That is 12 and a half lakh million voters. Even Lord Ram's Vanar Sena did not have 12 and a half lakh warriors. So if the Lord Ram cannot do it, how can these bucks pull it off? So this is a total. I think what has happened is that the government, the BJP government, has pulled the strings. It has left the election commission to dry. Now the election commission knows that forget about the commission. I'm not a constitutional body. I'm an IAS officer first. Now, as an IAS officer, he is hiding behind rules that these are the rules that I have followed because he knows that day after tomorrow he has to be present in court. He
No,
doesn't care about the people's court.
a quick response from you. Has he been able to convince the voters today or the people of the country on the voter deletions? How 64 lakh voters' names have been deleted? Has he been able to convince the people whether at all the institution of election commission is carrying out its constitutional responsibilities? All the allegations made by Rahul Gandhi, he comes back and says that Rahul Gandhi needs to file an affidavit or apologize. There is no third option. So, was this a convincing press conference or not? Or would people just say that Gyanesh Kumar today ended up being a spokesperson of the ruling party?
No, he was not a spokesperson of the ruling party. He was saving his own skin. The ruling party has already left him to dry. That's my assessment. And he was absolutely not addressing the voters of India. He was just addressing the opposition. A dozen political parties have made certain allegations on the election commission. Now, whether they are true or false, let us go into the merits of that later. They are already under scrutiny by the Supreme Court. But for 1 billion voters of India, where did he say even one sentence to these 1 billion voters of India? That here was whatever happens, I am a neutral umpire and I'll ensure that every voting that happens in India is going to happen fairly. He did not address even once the common voter of India. He was only addressing the 1 dozen or so, the Team India. Sometimes it is Aam Aadmi Party in Delhi, sometimes it is Rahul Gandhi in Karnataka, sometimes it is Mamta Banerjee in SIR, sometimes it is Tejasvi Yadav in Bihar. These people are making allegations. He's just answering those allegations, and even those answers are purely hidden, purely packaged in legalese. It is in legal labyrinth. He has said that I am doing these things because law permits me to do it. I have the right to do it. That is what I'm trying to say. That this press conference was only for the milords of the Supreme Court, because he knows that these cases are coming up in the Supreme Court shortly. He doesn't absolutely care about 100 crore people of India who are voters. He doesn't care about them because BJP has left him to his own. They have left him to dry. That's what my assessment is.
Okay, Ashokji, I'll come to you. He also says that the 7 crore voters of Bihar are with the Election Commission of India, and therefore no question marks on the credibility of the Election Commission. How would people take this statement? And apart from that, there are also statements when he made that, this is a matter of serious concern, that, even the verified testimonials from the district presidents of the various political parties are not reaching their state leaders, are not reaching the national leaders, because he was talking in reference to the fact that this draft electoral roll was prepared only after the BLOs and the BLAs were consulted. And to that, he said that, it's really unfortunate that all this is not reaching up to the state leaders and the national leaders. What would you really say that did Gyanesh Kumar really make sense in his press conference today?
Nilu, it was a press conference aimed at, coinciding with the Rahul Gandhi's Sasaram Yatra, the vote
Yes.
on the vote Yatra, vote theft Yatra, anti-vote theft Yatra from Sasaram. It was just coincided, the timing coincided with it, number one. The Election Commission of India, the Gyanesh Kumar, he talked about 7 crore voters, claiming that the 7 crore voters are with the Election Commission. Every voter is with the election commission for that matter. 1 crore voters are with the election. They are looking at the election commission to ensure that the election commission allows them to vote, allows them to exercise their democratic right. So everyone is with them. But what about the 65 lakh voters whose name have been deleted from the voters list? Is it not the responsibility of the Election Commission of India to uh, look at their credibility and restore their? Why did they delete the names? Why did they delete the names of 65? They claim that some people have gone outside Bihar, some people have died, and the rest of them they could not produce the documents on time. The kind of documents you are the documents required to support the citizens. It's a citizenship exercise. This exercise, in fact, was entirely has gone in vain, except that they have struck the name of 65 lakh voters in Bihar. So the election commission should also own the responsibility. One I heard Gyanesh Kumar saying that yes, to replying to a question that the Supreme Court has allowed the what do you call the Aadhaar card. So if that Aadhaar card they have allowed now, they should have allowed earlier. So many people would have submitted the allowed card. You go to the villages in Bihar, you must have seen the videos of so many journalists who have visited the rural areas of Bihar. And in those videos, in those journalistic exercises, you must have found that the normal voter of Bihar, they have only two things, two documents, Aadhaar card or voter ID card. So if they are not allowing the voter ID card to be the credible document, so now they have allowed Aadhaar card. They should have allowed an Aadhaar card earlier. So they did not do that. Today he was saying that no, it seems the election commission has uh, held a press conference not to clarify the doubts among the voters of Bihar and India. Instead, it was aimed at, you know, first to divert the attention from the Rahul Gandhi Yatra for starting from Bihar, and another one, it was aimed
No,
at,
but do you think, after what he has said in the press conference, do you think that the opposition, how is the opposition going to respond? And opposition will have the answers for each and every statement what he made in the press conference. And do you think that now the Vote Adhikar Yatra will get more aggressive with the kind of answers which we have seen Gyanesh Kumar giving at the press conference?
the Ganesh Kumar's press conference was nothing but I said earlier, it was nothing but to divert the attention of the common people from the what Rahul Gandhi and the Congress and the other opposition parties are doing in Bihar. They are fighting against the, I will say it is atrocious act by the Election Commission of India to strike the names of voters on frivolous grounds. I heard recently, I heard a statement from a former election commission, Mr. Lavasa, who was said he is voting for the last 50 years. And how can you delete my names? So there are many voters whose names have been deleted. They have been voting in India for the past so many years. So how can you delete their name just because they don't have the required documents, the 11 documents which is required? Why don't you allow the Aadhaar card, which is the basis of it? You provide 80 crore, you provide rations, 5 kg rations to 80 crore people and on the basis of Aadhaar card. And you are not allowing the Aadhaar card to be the identity, to be their identity. You are providing the residential certificate, in fact, is made on the basis of Aadhaar card. And now you are asking for the residential certificate and not allowing the Aadhaar card to be done that. Today he says the Aadhaar card is allowed. So if they submit the Aadhaar card, it will be okay. But then they should have uh, gone for it earlier when the entire exercise was being held. So I am saying that it is going to make a bigger issue than what is lying in with the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is now has taken a stand. Now the
Right.
Election Commission of India will have to reply. They have to submit the details of the 65 lakh voters whose name have been struck in Bihar. Now it was an exercise to you know, to divert the attention and to, to safeguard his own skin from the. It is expected that the Supreme Court may issue certain directives which will go against the Election Commission of India. He will have to lose the post. He will have to resign because he has completely lost the face. And today's press conference, he has, it was a complete failure, I would say. And the questions were tutored. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for my media men. My media colleagues will not take it very gracefully, but I'm sorry. All the questions were nobody asked about the details of the 65 lakh voters whose name have been deleted from Bihar. What the election commission is going to do about them? So many. There are duplications of top politicians. There are duplications of voter top. When the MLAs and MPs have the duplicate photo identity cards. So imagine the state of common
No, but
citizen in
I
India.
want to, right. I want to come to Dr. Garg that, on the duplicate voters, Gyanesh Kumar did spend some time explaining that, look, there are people who migrate from one city to the other. Then sometimes they don't get their names listed properly. Sometimes he gave one names example. And then he said that sometimes that name just uses one letter or the first name of that letter. Then sometimes that person writes a second name. And that is why the confusion is there. And we need to weed it out after filling up the enumeration form. So basically, he's saying that this duplicate voters are because of the migration issue. How convincing is that? And also, one question: what is going to be the impact of this Gyanesh Kumar's press conference, which everyone is saying that it's not convincing? It's not convincing at all. What do you think is going to be the impact on the voters as well as on the case which is going on in the Supreme Court?
Neeluji, again I repeat it, that Ganesh Kumar was behaving like a person addressing a rally, not a press conference, number one. Number two, he was not only trying to shield himself like a bureaucrat in the veil of the law. No. He was trying to quote the law wrongly. He was misquoting. He was selective. He has not told the press conference that these are the laws. I have stuck like that. He said, I'm following the law. I am bound by the law. If he is bound by the law, he should follow it. He in lock, stock, and barrel. He's not following it. Let him make a statement. This press conference was for two reasons, to my mind, which he has not been able to do. One, it is a direct threat to the LOP. If you don't file the affidavit, we will proceed against you. This implies this, the wording which he was using. This one. Two, this was to confuse the people, not to clarify the people. A bureaucrat and election commission has to clarify the people. Look here, these are the people. Now, about the missing people and all that, he said duplicate voter. I can understand. This explanation is okay. But is it really applicable to 7,50,744 voters, which he has deleted in Bihar out of the 65,000 lakh? Does it really apply to the those? No. He is not ready to come up with the data, with the questions which have been raised either in the Supreme Court or by the people or even by the doctors whose names have been deleted. He has not been able to do it. Number two, those names which have been deleted, about them, he is not taking the stand as per law. He is trying to ask them to apply in breach of law. The law does not say that a person whose name was there in the list and it has been removed due to certain misinformation, lack of information, delays, or by some mistake, or by some negligence, the person has not to apply. The person has to only bring to the notice of the ECI or their BLO that my name has been removed. And BLO takes the issue and goes to the ARO. ARO decides and the name is put in. There's no need of it. It is to be done within 30 days of the publication of the draft roll. Now, 65 lakh people have been removed. He has not done. Second, he has not addressed yet today. There are so many out of 7.24, there are BLA not recommended. Today, it was expected that because since it is a period of 30 days for the draft rolls, and in the draft rolls there is a column BLA not recommended. BLA not recommended is not a provision either in any of the act or the constitution or the rule. So, but they have written it. No, he has not explained what does it mean. People wanted it. This was a question in the press. Even the election commission is sleeping to this huge question. It's a very important question, significant question, which matters. He is not addressing. So I entirely agree with my co-panelist that this press conference was nothing but to defend his own position, to threaten the LOP, to, I would say, divert the attention
No, so
in
you're saying
vain.
he's trying to threaten the LOP, right? You're saying that he's trying to threaten the LOP.
Yes, yes, I say, the way he says, one has to file an affidavit.
Hmm.
Otherwise, I could not listen what did he say otherwise, after otherwise.
All,
But he
all right.
used the word otherwise.
Right.
Otherwise means either you file the affidavit or we will go as per
All right.
law that you have made.
All right.
This one. Two. Two, he is trying to add the timings when the people. I did not want to touch this because this becomes so much. Now, who prevented the election commission to hold such press conference on the day they put the draft list? Or on the day when the people made hue and cry and all that, that this draft list is not right. Why did the election commission not come to the people for 47 days, 30 days of his uh, SIR and 17 days after posting the draft roll? Now the election commission, one, has not come there, who has not even addressed even a single question. He has made junctures even on the duplicate voters, even on the, I would say, the deletions, even on the law, he has made conjectures. He has not put the concrete law. Okay, look here, I have been holding the press conference as a government officer. We'll say, look here, this is the law. You people can, I give you the copy. You tell me where I have breached it. He is trying to make statements, Nidu. He is not trying to even explain the law. And his statements are against the law. He is making, so this is, I will say, he is talking to the LOP. I will say, let Ganesh Kumar, on today's press conference, file an affidavit that whatever he said, we have to file, when we file an affidavit in the court, we have to write down that whatever I have written in it or I have said, it has been derived from the official documents. Let him make only this affidavit, file this affidavit that whatever I said in the press conference has been derived from the official documents. Nothing more, nothing less, nothing has been exaggerated, nothing has been added. Let him file this
All
simple
right.
two-line affidavit.
All right. I'll come for the concluding comments to Siddharth now. That what does one see? The way things will unfold from here on after this press conference by Gyanesh Kumar, because everybody had been asking for answers from Gyanesh Kumar, and now that he has addressed a press conference just 3 days before, 22nd, I'm told will be the next hearing, or they have to submit their answers. What happens from here on now as far as this SIR case is concerned?
Well, the people of India do not have any problem with SIR. Neither do they have any problem with 7 crore voters being registered in Bihar. The problem is how come out of those 7 crore people, 65 lakh people have lost the right to vote, who in the last election had voted, and the last election has not happened 10 years ago. It just happened 1 year ago in the Lok Sabha election, and 65 lakh number is a huge number. If out of this imaginary scenario, hypothetical scenario, if out of this SIR, instead of 6.65 lakh voters, it was only 6,500 voters who had been left out, or 65,000, an acceptable number, this hue and cry would not have happened. It has happened because you have a driver who every 10th day he takes out your car. Every day he takes out your car, 9 days he drives nicely, and the 10th day he crashes it. If his crash rate is 10%, is it acceptable for a driver? No. And that is the crux of the question. And the election commission today totally deflected. It chose not to answer to that question. It never went into what happened to those 65 lakh people. And here lies the crux. because this is the answer that they have to give day after tomorrow in the Supreme Court. In the Supreme Court, the Supreme Court is not asking how did you arrive at 7 crore voters in the voting list. It is asking them to furnish details about the 65 lakh deletions and the reasons therewith. And that is going to be the how do you say, albatross around the neck of the Election Commission. Now, coming to two important points that you asked. The Election Commissioner was saying that duplication happens because of different spelling. I think this is a very lame excuse, Niluji, because, for example, somebody a name like Anil Kumar, it's a very common name. In any bank, there would be 10, 15 Anil Kumars in one bank. Does it happen that this Anil Kumar's account money goes to that Anil Kumar and that Anil Kumar's account comes to this Anil Kumar? Does not happen, because for the simple reason that it is not just about the spelling. Aadhaar has biometric fingerprint specificity there. When something is fingerprint biometric controlled, how can somebody just pronouncing his name or writing his name in a different spelling make any difference? Point number two, you were saying about the Election Commissioner said that if the LOP does not give a undertaking or a affidavit, then otherwise, and he let it hang there. I tell you why he let it hang there. Because the Election Commission of India does not have any punitive authority with itself. It is like an umpire in a cricket match. It cannot ban any player from playing. That resides with ICC or some other body. Even in an election, if there is a model code of conduct breach, the Election Commission itself does not file any complaint. It asks the relevant bodies to file a complaint. Now here, the Election Commission knows that it is not a punitive body. It is not a court. It cannot penalize anybody. It absolutely does not have any penal authority. Its jurisdiction only is about having a free and fair election. Other than that, it does not have the authority. So, just 10 seconds. 10 seconds.
No, there is a viewer
10 seconds.
comment. There is a viewer comment says, hearing the ECI, I feel he better keep his mouth shut unless he wants to repent and seek unconditional forgiveness from people of India for totally letting us down like no one else. Very quickly, sum up.
That's what. The people today do not care about what a few political parties like Rahul Gandhi or opposition parties say about the Election Commission. If the Election Commission is speaking, 1 crore 40 lakh, 1.45 billion people would like to hear from the Election Commission that here I am and I am going to ensure free and fair election. He was not addressing the people of India at all. He was just addressing a dozen or so political allegations. And strangely, he was defending himself behind a thick curtain of laws. And he had brought so many laws. In fact, he used the word once. I clearly remember using him that कुछ वोटरों को कुछ गड़बड़ हो जाती है ना, वो प्रक्रिया बहुत जटिल होती है. He himself is saying that there is a labyrinth of laws and the people of India are supposed to follow those labyrinth of laws, especially those 65 lakh people of Bihar who are already fighting floods there. They are fighting for their lives. How come those uneducated, poor, illiterate, labor class people run around so many laws which the Election Commissioner himself calls as jatil? He himself calls it very complex. So this is I think this was not the Election Commission of India speaking today. It was a few IAS officers who were hiding behind. They know they have a Supreme Court hearing coming up. The Supreme Court might even go to the extent of passing strictures against them. So they are trying to convince the Supreme Court that all those actions that I have taken fall under a purview of some law. If you don't know the law, I am going to tell you today. This is under section so and so I have done. This is under section so and so I have done. This is under section so and so I have done. But for the 1.5 billion people of India, who cares about the sections? I just want my Election Commission to give me an assurance that the elections will happen free and fair. It's as simple as that. The fans of a match watching in the stadium, they just want the umpire to they want just the umpire to appear as neutral. They don't need a certificate from the umpire. They don't want the umpire to show his certificate. They just want an umpire to appear neutral. And today, sadly, the umpire decided not to address the fans of the stadium. He was just showing them certain rule books. The rule books are to be shown in the court of law, not in the people's court. In the people's court, it has to be appearances.
I'll conclude the show with this one comment which you see on the screen, where Jayseelan Anthony is a viewer who's written to us, how do you justify house number 0 is I think he's writing Election Commission of India. That is ECI's explanation correct? The Aadhaar card must have the address. So people are writing on this particular issue, and I'm sure this voter adhikar rally, which has kick-started today in Bihar from Sasaram, it'll get more and more aggressive, especially after this press conference by Gyanesh Kumar today. We'll have to end it here. Thank you so much, Dr. Pyarelal Garg, Siddharth, Ashok Mishra ji, thank you so much for joining. And we'll begin right after this, the Hindi show on the Federal Desh. Thank you so much. Thank you.